was just real weird. And all of a sudden, she finally got me under, and I started talking like little 8-year-old Carter. We all were watching each other go under. We were recording the whole session, and I was floored. I described being abducted with a buddy of mine in Dallas, Texas, and the car was not a car, it was a spacecraft.
Welcome back to the I Jupiter podcast. I'm your host, Tom Franklin, and today we have on the inevitable, the wonderful Carter Buschardt. He is an author, he is a musician, a drummer, comedian, an experiencer, all of those things. I had him shortly in the green room. He's a great guy. We're going to have a lot of fun today. If you keep finding yourself coming back to the I Jupiter podcast, please do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of your favorite episodes coming up every Tuesday, regular drop shows like this one, and every Friday, tomorrow in this case, because I'm recording on a Thursday, my live show at 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. And, you can come in to the chat, check us out, and hang out, ask questions, and see who we have on. If you want to reach out to me, do that, please, by email at the ijupiterpodcast@gmail.com. With all that out of the way, let's welcome to the show, Mr. Carter Buschardt. That's the best way. That's the best entrance of any. You're excited.
No, you're riveting. I was spellbound.
That's one of my songs. I wrote a song called Spellbound. That's interesting.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
man.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, where did I hear from you? Was it somebody said you had a new show, new guy, blah blah. Yeah, it was one of my. I think I'm a moderator for one of the groups, like Sasquatch group, or I can't remember. But I just saw, hey, this guy's got a new show. Check him out. You want to do a podcast? And so there you go. I've never heard of it. But that's cool.
Yeah, that it's not necessarily new. I've been around for, I don't know, about a year and a half, something like that. But I'm moving. I just keep chopping away at the stone, chopping wood. just keep moving along. And I just enjoy talking to people, having conversations. I think that's my favorite part of all of it. And I just love hearing, people, with their experiences that are just out of the ordinary, or ideas, and just general human stuff.
Yeah. My story is just really bizarre, and I'm 74.
Oh,
I did.
You don't look a day past 73, my friend.
Oh, that's what I get for falling asleep on the intro there. Okay, I had that coming. So, but I had no idea that any of this, it had happened. I was, just a 7, 8 year old kid in Dallas, Texas.
Mhm.
I mean, and I found out. I guess the way I found out is more shocking. Uh, it was 2004 uh, when myself, my wife, and another couple, don't think thoughts,
I
and
well,
we're sitting around our house Friday night,
all right, so you are a stand-up. All right, okay, I'm with you, bro. All right.
I'm not a stand-up. I was really good at improv, so
Okay,
I
all
tried
right.
stand-up, and the old man material just did not go over with this young crowd.
Well,
But anyhow, so a couple were sitting around my house with my wife and I, and actually the husband and wife that we were with, the wife Nancy, she was the wife of my comedy partner who had passed away. So she had remarried, and she was into Reiki and healing and spirituality and all that kind of stuff. So we just started sitting there talking, and we decided, I wonder if I had a past life. We all wonder, and I always thought I was a woman when I was, you know, uh, thinking about past life. I always felt like I was a woman. Don't know why, I just did.
okay.
So anyway, we back in 2004, you could still pick up a phone book. So because we had one, so we could pick up a phone book. I looked up hypnotic regression, and I'll be darned if I didn't find one. So we called, made an appointment for the next day, Saturday. And so we drove out to her place. She had a big barn, and she had a maze cut into her property. So you would walk this maze and chill and meditate before you went into the barn, which was her studio. And there's hay bales and chairs and everything. So we all were watching each other go under. We were recording the whole session. And so my wife went first, and she couldn't go under control issues. It's a famous reason why people can't be, hypnotized is control issues.
Right.
So then Steve went under, her Nancy's husband, and he had one really interesting past life that was verifiable, made sense. And she went under next, Nancy, and she had two, and they were pretty interesting. And I won't waste a lot of time with it, but they were intriguing. And so then it was my turn, and I went last, and I was stalling, I was stammering, I was resisting. It was just like I I, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to talk. I was just shifting and fighting it, and it was just real weird. And all of a sudden, she finally got me under, and I started talking like little 8 year old Carter. And I was floored. I described being abducted with a buddy of mine in Dallas, Texas, July 58 or 9, somewhere in there. Uh, and we were taken aboard a craft. And that started what's going on with me now. They've come after me. The most recently, I think, was 2022 or 2023 here at my house. They
Okay.
came to do something. So that was 2004. So fast forward to like now I've been regressed 8 times. And from that came the book.
Okay.
I have all my sessions recorded. Are you familiar with Dolores Cannon?
The name does ring a bell, but I can't recall it. No.
She would be in the Bud Hopkins, John Mack upper echelon of regression hypnotists that
Okay.
get stuff out. Look her up. She passed away in 2014. Her daughters still run her foundation in Arkansas, which is where I went because I was in Dallas at the time. And so they train top tier, fourth tier regression hypnotists. If there's something that needs to get out of your brain, they will get it out. It's 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier, 4 tier. Fourth tier is the top. They're pretty expensive, but they know their stuff. And Dolores
Okay.
trained them all. So when I went under with her twice, Dolores died in 2014, I think. I went under with her in 2005 and again in 2010. And so, but what really happened was me and my buddy were riding a bike. We're racing our bikes, Dallas, Texas, hot July day, hotter than heck. And we are just having a blast. And we're right in front of my house. And we run a stop sign. We're racing our bikes. We're having fun. We're kids. We're stupid. What do we know? So, but this car blows by. And it almost hits us, and my shirts are flapping in the breeze. It's like, oh God, and we were both looking at each other like, how did that car miss us? What happened? Oh my God, my mom's didn't work. Women didn't work back in the 50s, late 50s. So my mom was home. And so I thought, oh God, she's home and she's well, the car didn't kill us, but my mother will because of being a dumbass running a stop sign, So, but she didn't see us. And the car was not a car, it was a spacecraft. And the reason I saw a car was you're familiar with screen memories, I assume.
Right. Like projections and things of this nature, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what I saw was a beautiful 1951 Buick Roadmaster. And my grandparents had a blue 1951 Buick Roadmaster in their garage in Houston, Texas. Screen memory number one, it blocks the memory of the spacecraft. I saw the blue car. And after I woke up and started doing some research, this is where it gets really creepy. My wife and I, a week or two before we went to get hypnotized, we decided we wanted to restore old cars. We've restored about 7 or 8.
Okay.
We have a 1959 Thunderbird now. That's our fun car, So I looked up on the car ads online, and I found a guy selling, guess what, in Chicago,
51 Buick Roadmaster.
1951 Buick frickin' Roadmaster.
Yeah, sometimes they're not coincidences sometimes,
That's before I went and got regressed and found out that the car was not a car. It was a screen memory for a craft. So we had already ordered that car and it was being delivered from Chicago. What? How does that even happen? And so my grandparents had never driven that car. They were too old to drive by the time I got to know them well, and so they never drove the car, but they used that car as a screen memory. Now, I'm not sure where to go with this now, but the guy I got taken with the first time, Craig. I won't say his last name because he's still alive. I couldn't find him anymore. I was looking for him. And so he, we hung out a lot. We hung out all the time in our neighborhood. Now, my birthday, September 16th, 1951. His birthday, September 16th, 1951.
Okay.
Another kid I hung out with in my neighborhood, September 16th, 1951. We were 3 kids, 2 abductees, maybe the third, Gordon. I'm pretty sure I saw him. If you're going to abduct kids or anybody, you want the best possible results. What could be any better than having 3 people the exact same biological age and maturity?
Right.
We're all 9 years old. We're both all born September 16th, 1951. Gordon, the buddy of mine, the other guy, we hung out a lot. We were in Boy Scouts together, and we went to high school together. So I'm going, well, I got to find Craig. I got to find him and see what's going on with this. So I look up. I won't use his last name. There's 11 Craigs with his last name in the United States.
Okay.
I paid another couple of extra bucks and I got a phone number for him. Well, I'm looking through them all. I'm going, no. Oh, yep, there he is. September 16th, 1951. That's him. I'm going, holy crap, this is easy. I should be a detective. So I call him up. First thing I did was leave him a Facebook message. He's one of these guys, he had a Facebook account, but he hadn't been on there in like 2 years. You know, when I went on there, this was, I don't know how long ago it was. But anyway, he hadn't made a post in over 2 years. And so I left a post. He didn't get back. So I thought, well, I'll call the guy. I paid $12 for his phone number. I'm going to use it. So I called him up one afternoon and he answers the phone. I said, Craig. Yes. Who's this? This is Carter Buschardt. I don't know if you remember me. We grew up in the old neighborhood back in Dallas. No, I never lived in Dallas. I said, well, we went to school together. We lived in the same neighborhood. No, I don't recognize the name or anything. I never lived in Dallas. Well, you and me, we burned down your parents' garage by accident, setting off fireworks. The wind blew the bottle rockets back down on top of us and hit the brush right behind their garage. And they had a detached 1-car garage and burned the back half of it all up. So his parents grounded him from ever seeing me again. My parents grounded me from ever seeing him again.
Oh, man.
Because they said, well, that boy's just nothing but trouble. And his parents told him, well, that Carter boy, he's nothing but trouble.
Right.
You just don't hang out with him anymore. So we never saw each other again. I said, you don't remember any of that? They said, no, I never lived in Dallas. I don't know. He says, we went to school together. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been hypnotized? He said, well, yeah, I have, but I don't think I liked it. I don't know if I believe in the technology or the science or whatever it is. You know, I tried it a couple of times. I didn't like it. So I just, okay, well, so why are you asking? He says, well, you and I were abducted, taken aboard a spacecraft.
Just dropped it on him. That's a lot.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I talked to this guy for 20 minutes. If a guy calls you up and says, hey, Tom, you and I were taken aboard a spacecraft shaped like a Pillsbury Doughboy 3 weeks ago. Are you going to hang up?
Yeah.
Like, in 3 seconds or 2? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He continues having this conversation. So I'm going, okay, here's one other item. Your birthday, September 16th, 1951, right? Yeah. How do you know that? I said, well, you and I were best friends, partially because we did have the same birthdays and we thought that was pretty cool. I never had a friend that had the same birthday as me, so that was cool. Oh, well, that is my birthday, but I don't recall. I don't know any of this. I don't know what you're talking. I said, well, you got the same birthday. You have been hypnotized. You just don't know why or don't like the thing. You never lived in Dallas, but you lived in Richardson, Texas, which is 30 miles north. It could be his parents got transferred. Maybe they moved because he got in trouble.
Right.
Well, I don't know, but I know that was him. Why didn't he hang up on me? You know, if really, Clay,
Right.
we had the conversation until I was through talking.
So
He heard me out.
are you trying to say that maybe he's either been hypnotized and to the point at which he doesn't remember the past, or that he's under some type of protection or something like that? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think his screen memories are still in place.
Okay.
Mine are failing left and right. I'm starting to remember all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Now, when I went under, have you ever been hypnotized?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who you're talking to is you're talking to your supreme subconscious.
Okay.
Your higher self, subconscious.
The true eye. I call it the true eye.
Yeah. Everything Tom ever did, good, bad, and indifferent in his life, you know, it's locked up here. You may not remember it all, kind of like the screen memories, but you remember it all. And so when you're hypnotized, they access your supreme subconscious. They are speaking to the aliens through that.
Okay.
So I went under, and that was him. I mean, that was him. And his screen memories are still working, or he is in some kind of incredible denial.
Which can happen too.
Yeah,
Which can
he
happen.
talked like he did not know. He talked like,
Okay.
I believe that he wasn't like, what are the odds of you getting a phone call from somebody you were abducted with 53 years ago?
And I know that voices changes through time. You know, people get that old man voice. Hey, my day. Right. But I'm sure there's a certain syntax or a certain way of talking that you remember. So you were certain that this is the gentleman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know the birthday. And
he's the only one.
Well, he and me and the Gordon guy, we all had the same exact birthdays. And that and the phone number, and he has been hypnotized but doesn't remember liking it or thinking, why am I doing that? He was all over the place on that, but he had been hypnotized a couple of times, tried it. So he did everything but tell me that was him because he doesn't remember. I'm hypothesizing.
All right.
He did not remember it.
Okay.
Now, when I went under, I don't remember which time, I heard this several times, that when they took Craig, they'd been taking him for a while because he had whatever they wanted, he had. I showed up and we just happened to be together this day, and they were coming after him, and I was there.
Okay.
And so they took me, but we were both taken inside the craft. We were both still on our bicycles. We were in the craft. And when I was regressed, I think this is with Dolores Cannon. You really need to look her up. You'll be quite impressed. They told me that when they took me, I was there by accident. Craig was a little behind me. I was ahead of him while we were racing. And so I had looked around, but he had caught up and he was almost next to me. I looked over, there he was. And then we're in the craft. Now, they said they took me the first time because if they had not taken me, I probably would have been killed because they demolecularized us so we could go into the craft. We dematerialized. And
Okay.
so we could be in, and if because we were in the same wave field or
Mhm.
whatever science they used to do that, we were in the same wave thing. And if we'd have been any further apart, one of us may have died.
Right. Makes sense. It's kind of like to
Structure
give
is
people reference, it's kind of like being like Star Trek where they separate you out by molecule or by atom and then
yeah,
they re-put you together through the
yeah,
scrubbers and all that. So that's
yeah,
kind of like what you're experiencing. Okay.
yeah. So that's why I was there then. But once they realized that I had whatever they were looking for, they kept coming after me.
When you say they, can you maybe describe them a little bit so we know kind of what you're
Yeah,
looking
well,
at? Or
the ETs, the ones that I saw while I was hypnotized was a reptilian, a pale white, Nordic,
okay,
and what I can only really describe is it had kind of a eggplant shaped head, big round bulbous thing here, and it kind of curled back down and went back down the back. It ended up. It looked like a long uh, eggplant. It was almost kind of purpley, but it went back down here, and he had a lot of tubes on him, and it was like there was lights, and maybe it was liquid running through there. There was all kind of lights, like ching, 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 and little dice, blinking lights and things going. There was like it's like a support system or something. Now that alien I saw when I was uh, reliving my abduction from my bedroom. I was taken from all kinds of places: fishing
okay.
hole, my paper route, riding bikes with my friend, at my house. You know, so you got any questions? I'm
No, I didn't know.
assuming.
I'm just fascinated by it. I'm not trying to like put you out there on a limb.
Oh, no, because
It's just,
I'll be
I'm just
talking about
listening
3
along.
this morning if you don't
No,
have any.
I'm just thinking about the, I just think it's interesting that the only thing that I've come up with, like, just, off the fly was like, back in the 50s, all the cars had these spaceship type shapes. If you look at the 57 Bel Air, the 59 Cadillac, even the 55 Bel Air, they all have these fins and everything. And then you're saying 8 years old, 51, that means this happened in 59, which is only 12 years after the Roswell incident. There's just a lot of things that I'm just putting
Yeah,
together. Another question I had is that, okay, say for example that you both were born at the same day on the same year and everything in the same neighborhood with another friend of yours. Have you ever considered that maybe you were part of an experiment that maybe your parents were a part of, and that maybe you were then therefore kind of, you know what I mean, like
yeah.
meant
Uh,
to do
it,
this?
it it crossed my mind. Of course, they're both gone.
Hmm.
Uh, but here's something. All my life, I had this reoccurring dream. I used to see. I wake up. I slept on a bunk bed. I was on the top bunk. My brother was on the lower bunk, and I would see. I would wake up and I'd see gray robots going down the hall. It's like they were getting a little lower, like they were going on stairs, but
Okay.
they were going. It was sort of like a conveyor belt, but they were kind of choppy, like kind of walking. But they were floating as they went by, that kind of thing. But they were. It looked like they were going downstairs, which is just kind of weird because I was on a ranch in Texas. Everything's a ranch, you know?
Okay.
So, but I had that. It wasn't a dream. It was a memory. It's not. It was never a dream. Every time I saw those guys, they were coming to get me.
Okay.
But I kept seeing that. And so uh, when I was regressed, I saw that, well, they walked by my bedroom, but then they would turn back around and come back in my bedroom.
Okay.
And they were coming from my parents' bedroom after shutting them off. So they would let them,
Oh, okay.
they were clicking them off. Boop.
Yeah.
And so I assumed that, and I didn't find that out for sure until My last regression, which would have been February of this year. I I've been under so many times.
Right.
This and actually, the lady who took me under the last time was the one who took me under the very first time and freaked out because she had the one we called from the phone book. That was she had just gotten her hypnotist license.
Okay.
We're like her fifth customer. I'm sitting there describing an alien abduction, and I'm bawling my eyes out. She's like, ah!
I
She's
remember
like,
you. I
oh,
remember.
she was freaking. And so after that regression, the second time we went back the next day, my wife and I went back home and I drew a reptilian, beautiful drawing. And I'm not a good artist by any stretch. And I faxed it to her. I scanned it and emailed it.
Hmm.
And she called me back and said, I can't help you. I'm not prepared for this. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Who else have you talked to about these? About this? Have you talked to other abductees?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I did. I just talked to a lady 2 hours ago. She's been
Uh
a
huh.
friend of mine for 5 years. She got my book and said, "I got to talk to you." I
Really?
mean, literally, I said, "I got to go because I got to do this show here in about 10 minutes. I'll talk tomorrow."
Uh huh.
She'd been taken, had multiple babies.
What do you mean
Uh,
multiple babies?
they had multiple. She had been impregnated multiple times, and they showed at least one to her, maybe more.
Okay, because I'm trying. I've been trying to get on for a long time, but she's been having issues. Mrs. Karen Wilkinson, and we've been trying. Correspondence, and she's been doing some medical things, but she kind of talks about the same thing. And that's why when you talked about the same birthday and you're all in the same neighborhood, the even the probabilities that just mathematically are difficult to
Yeah,
comprehend. They're difficult to
yeah,
comprehend.
yeah. So, but so anyway,
Yeah.
uh, where were we?
You were talking about oh god, the second time that you went back to the lady, you were the fifth customer.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. She, I sent her that drawing, and she
Right.
said, I can't handle this. I'm new to this, and I have no idea. I don't want to cause any damage. I just can't. I can't handle it. If she was spooked. I mean, she was totally freaked. Come to find out, over the past 10 years or so, we've done a lot of paranormal conferences. We've both been at the same place. It's like, oh, hey, what? And
Okay.
so we're friends now. I mean, we weren't enemies, but I just lost contact with
Well,
her
it's just on
because
the periphery, right? Hmm.
she wasn't ready for any of this, and I'm not going to stand around and wait for anybody. So anyway, but she took me under quickly because I've been under so many times. I know the
The
sort of the
process.
steps, so we don't have to go through you're getting sleepy. You're getting, you're going to go to the cloud. You're going to step on the cloud. Then you're going to climb up to another cloud. Then you're going to drift and drift. We don't have to do any of that because
Right.
they're going to go out. So she got me under quick. And so the first time in the 53 years since this stuff's been going on, or longer, 63 actually, I saw the bedroom with my parents in it, and I saw the alien in there. I walked down the hall. It was just the weirdest thing. I was a 9-year-old Carter walking down the hall and just grooving. And I look in the bedroom, and there's my mom, and she's on her side. She's facing the front of the house. She's facing a window that's right by her side of the bed. She's got her bathrobe on, but she's under the covers.
Okay.
I look over, and there is my father, and he's like a robot. He is stiff. His arms and legs are neatly next to him. He's like he's standing at attention, but he's laying down. He's
Okay.
fully clothed, and he's on top of the covers. He
Okay.
looks like he's just like out.
Uh-huh.
They're turned off. Exactly what I thought they were doing. They were clicking them off so they wouldn't interrupt what they were doing.
I actually do have a question.
Yeah.
Now, you seem quite candid about it. Like, you're interested in the fact that these things are kind of coming up. I mean, when the realization happened that you were abducted, like what did you feel? Did you feel like a sigh of relief knowing that there was something wrong and now you have some type of answer, or did you become more apprehensive and maybe even a little bit more, you know, worried about it, or did it bother you? Like, what was that process like for
The
you?
thing that bothered me the most was all the data that's in my head, and I can't get to it. I know every damn thing that happened, but I can't get to it. That's the thing out of all of it. I don't feel violated. I am delirious with joy that it happened because it answers a
Right.
lot of questions, things that I've believed peripherally before I even knew about this. I'm going, I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying sharing it with people, and then people getting the courage to read the book, and they'll come out, even if they
Right.
don't get help, at least talk to somebody who's not going to rat them out and say, hey, Betty, your daughter, she's
Right.
nut job. She just got abducted by, a cow driving a tractor in a UFO.
If you had to take a stab at it, how like if you had to put like a percentage on it or some type of number on it, how many people do you think are actually experiencing this, or that are either blocked or don't remember, or do remember and don't talk about it? What would you think that would be? Because
The conservative but educated estimates are anywhere from 6 to 12 million abductees.
in the United States or the world?
Yeah. World, we have no idea because,
Oh,
they're
just the
far
United
more open.
States.
Yeah, they're far more open with their data, Russia and China and Japan. I mean, they Loch Ness, they talk about it.
So you're talking
Mexico,
like somewhere around 2% of the population.
and that's not that much.
It's a ton. It's a lot, though. I mean,
Yeah, but
if you look at it from that perspective, yes, but we're talking the numbers the 6 million, or that number that you fired out, that's a lot of people. That's I'm
and
from
that,
Maryland. That's the population of Maryland.
yeah, well, that's guesstimates by people like you and I, and
Right. You can't really
hand-
quantify it, right? But at the same time, if you were to, I asked, Bigfoot researchers the same thing, and they'll go, "Well, I think in the state of Tennessee, there's every bit of like, about 4,000 to 5,000 of them." You're like, okay, you know what I mean? And it helps people kind of like see it. Like some people just kind of want a number in front of them, Well, how big was it? What was that? Because it helps them draw a picture of how widespread this is, or and they might be unfathomable, but with all the things every day, a lot of it's AI crap now. Good, thank God that there's, hopefully there's something that will come that we can filter it out and actually know what's what now. Hopefully some technology will then offset that technology, but it's coming more and more. I just had a video of a friend, my girlfriend's friend, who took a picture of this. It looks like like a meteor coming in, but you would think it'd be faster and it would explode in the air, but it doesn't. It just kind of looks like a comet coming in, and then it does like another trajectory that goes back up at an angle and disappears behind the house. We just had lights come out on the beach here out of the water that someone took a picture of, that we're going to go to the beach this weekend, to relax, me and my lady. And you're just like, this is becoming more and more commonplace, because I thought forever, with the smartphones, 2007, whenever they came out, that we would have more of this, but it just wasn't. And now all of a sudden it's more. So it makes me wonder if it's being suppressed.
Oh, yeah.
There's another part of me that makes me wonder if this is some type of government stuff,
Oh,
where
yeah.
they can kind of like just go, okay, now we are still in control. You know what I mean? Because that's what they want you to have, the illusion.
It's
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
yes to all of it. The government made a deal with the devil. And actually, I just saw something on this last night.
Do you
I
mean
didn't get to watch the whole thing.
Eisenhower?
Eisenhower, Truman made a
Okay.
deal. Yeah. What trade the technology? What trade our humans for technology? Cliff Notes version.
Right. That was in Antarctica, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and his daughter just lives in Kansas, just one state
No,
over.
I've actually been to Eisenhower's birthplace. I used to be in the Army, and I was stationed there, so we went there one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they made a deal with the devil, and so here's the deal. Nobody believes in UFOs. and even more don't believe in abduction. And if they did, they wouldn't say anything because it's embarrassing and they get ridiculed and mocked. And,
Right.
So if you say there's 6 to 12 million, it could be considerably larger
Oh
because
yeah.
there's the veil of secrecy. The government doesn't want anybody to know. I'm surprised if somebody didn't come in here right now to shoot us.
No, no.
I'll take a bullet.
Wait. When he
I'm
meant
older.
by that, he didn't really mean that, guys. This is YouTube.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
meant something different.
So you've got all this stuff. People don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, of
And
course not.
if it happened, you're going to keep it to yourself.
You
This
don't.
woman, I just contacted me. She's not going to tell anybody. She'd be mortified because she had children. And
Right.
you just think of the stigma. We've made it horribly uncool to be abducted
I don't think we
or
did.
to see a Sasquatch. Well, it's not us; it's the government.
I don't think we. I mean, I know what you're saying, but I don't mean to. I don't mean to downplay what you're saying by we. But I think it's more like along the lines of, it's to me, it's a concerted effort. It's a concerted effort. They want you to be afraid. They want you to feel alone and isolated. That's the whole thing nowadays. Anyway, you see what's going on in the world. They want you to feel that we're completely isolated. People don't talk to their neighbors anymore. It's the same thing.
Mm-mm. Yeah. So that's the big veil of secrecy. So we'll never get an accurate number.
Okay, true.
They are mining the citizens of the planet for whatever they need. Now, my personal opinion is they have invented things like we have to do things for us. So we've lost our way. We've lost the powers that we used to have. So if you go back into
That's interesting.
Atlantean days, we used to could think and materialize
or
bring sunshine or move a cloud. Allegedly,
yeah, that YouTube's fine with that. Yeah. What about just like the construction of the pyramids? We used to be able to do those things. If you speak to people who have really in-depth analysis about Sasquatch, or people who have mind speak and talk to these things with their mind, they will say that they told them that we forgot that we used to be the same way. Their technology is in the forest, their living room, their house, their world.
Yeah.
And that when we go in there and we experience that, they're being, scanned, or it's kind of the same thing. And I think somehow or another, it's all connected. However that is, we don't know, but it's there somehow.
Well, I've been told the same that,
okay,
humans have lost their way. I have had, and I'm writing a book right now on the Sasquatch thing. It's called "We Are Not Dumb Apes."
Okay. But it's tongue in cheek.
Well, no,
it's tongue in cheek because it's about us.
And the subtitle is "I think, therefore I am."
That's a little.
So the whole thing is,
I think, therefore I am. Who said that? That's a
Descartes. Descartes.
Okay.
1600s is a mathematician, a philosopher.
Mm-hmm.
I think, therefore I am. The very act of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You exist. There cannot be a thought without you existing.
Ooh, I like that.
When people talk about it's just a dumb ape. Oh, they don't. I've been in these woods 30 years. If there's one out here, I'd have seen it, and I ain't seen it, so they don't exist. Screw that crap.
Right.
Well, buddy,
or just people who have seen it. Or on the other hand, it's people who have seen it and haven't seen that aspect of them because they're not willing to show them that. So that's the way they see it. So for them, it is just that. And there's people who only see the magic part, and there's people who have seen both. And then they like to fight because, once again, we are broken as a species. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Instead of like going, well, maybe you've seen it different than I did.
I've seen and experienced so much of the quantum and metaphysical with the Sasquatch people is just.
Oh, you've seen this too?
Yeah. No. I've led 4 expeditions for BFRO. The very first one I led, one just vanished in front of my eyes when I'm looking at it through a thermal camera. It just.
Right.
And I was in the midst of a bunch of idiotic goobers. who were ape only, and they roasted people.
I love that word. I love that word so much.
Yeah, I've copyrighted it. You owe me 20
You
bucks.
got a TM'd? Okay.
Yeah, if you owe me 20 bucks, you can use it more than 3 times.
All right, thank you, sir.
I'm kidding. But I was being groomed, brought up in it because I had just joined BFRO.
Okay.
And I was asked to replace the guy who was been leading expeditions for a long time here. And so I did. And they were hateful and mean and nasty toward anybody who had believed anything other than just a dumb ape.
Right.
If they even exist.
But what is that? What is that? It's like it's human nature, I think, because you have that. You know, when you're musicians, there's bands that you guys hate together, and there's bands that you guys love together, and it's the same thing. Comedians too. We hate that guy. He took the fast track, or she's only there because she's a woman, instead of just being funny. And it's just human nature to pick and very tribal. It's just disgusting. Instead of actually looking at it objectively and coming to a conclusion based upon the evidence that you have in front of you, drives me nuts.
Yeah. Well, we'll have if we do another Sasquatch show or two, you'll need to do several. But I've
for sure, we'll do that next time around. I'll have you on again for sure.
It's mind-blowing, But I'm going to get back to the UFO thing.
Absolutely.
My whole basis of study with Sasquatch has been habituation. People living with them on their property for decades, generations.
Yes.
And the kids and the grandkids.
Yes.
The great grandkids.
Yes.
All grow up knowing, seeing, believing, interacting, and it's like nothing. It's nothing.
Tom Cantrell, man. I had Tom Cantrell on, man.
Yeah,
it's just like
and people just go and I've been a lot laughed at and run off. I don't care, because this is these people are real people and blah 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 blah. But that's a whole nother thing, because we'll be talking till 3 a.m.
Sure.
But the UFO thing. So when I saw my parents,
being frozen and your father in the bed,
in the bed, I leaned in to take a look, and I caught something out of the corner of my left eye, and there was an alien in there. And as I was sticking my head in, real slow, little 9-year-old Carter trying to look around and see this alien's going. He's got this look on his face. He's trying to get further and further back, and he hits the wall, and he hits the door to the bathroom. It's closed. He's screwed, and he looks at me and just kind of goes. He just gave me this stupid grin and blink like, you got me. And it was just the funniest thing. But it had the I was describing the eggplant shaped thing and all the tools and all the stuff. And it seemed like maybe it was a life support system, or maybe it's part of how he ran the robots, or whatever he was going to be doing to me. I don't know. But I saw all that, and then she brought me back out. So I got to see. So I verified that they were clicking my parents off, and probably my brother, because my brother was on the lower bunk. They've taken me to Saturn. I've been to Machu Picchu. Oh, here's one. This is really cool. I just found this out a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, maybe. I was taken to Machu Picchu, and I was taken down these long, long spiral stairs. It's almost like you were in a turret or something. It was really, you were always walking around a circle. The stairs were all triangular, that up to the isosceles triangle with.
Okay.
Anyway, so you're walking around in a circle going down. And when we got to the bottom, there was like this big giant weathered stone. It had all the body oils of thousands of years of people going. And what I was told is that I had to put my hands on there to connect with the spirits to make sure I was worthy or ready or clean of spirit. I'm not sure.
Pure of heart or something, right?
It was like, You do not pass go unless you touch this stone. So I put my hand on there. It was, it's really just oily and nasty looking, but it's really fascinating at the same time. So anyway, uh, I did that. Okay. Machu Picchu, because I just found this out, uh, was discovered, uh, that part beneath Machu Picchu was discovered between 2010, 2012.
Oh, so it's recent.
I was regressed in 2004 and I saw that.
Wow.
Nobody knew it.
It also lends credence to what they just found underneath the pyramids in Giza.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Electrical plant and who
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll find out.
But I had seen this, and the whole time, although it was a fascinating thing to me to remember, it didn't mean all that much. It didn't enlighten me in any way until I realized that I thought the whole world knew about this. Well, nobody. It was just discovered that there was this place underneath. The guy who discovered, the Englishman, it was with the late 1800s, early 1900s. I can't remember. He discovered, but he only explored the actual buildings, the actual structures, that the tourists see.
Right.
He only explored what he could see. He had no idea. It'd been rumored for a long time, but just rumored. And then somebody got the money together or figured it out and went down. And I think it was an Englishman and a Brazilian but little stuff like that, which is not an exciting thing, but you go,
it
oh
is
my God,
actually.
I was down there 10 years before they discovered. Oh my Jesus, it's just mind boggling,
Have you seen pictures of it? Have they taken pictures of it, of the discovery?
I don't think so. I have not seen any pictures, but
Okay.
I've literally, this has been like news to me in the last couple months. I mean, it's just like,
okay. I would love to know, like, how you compare your memories to what the actual, what the
I
pictures
just remember it was the stairway. It was dark, but somehow lit.
Okay.
It was lit up bright. And so I remember that, but I just remember you just keep going down the stairs, and each regression I said, well, just keep going. I said, where's the end? So I don't know. I'm getting there, and then finally we get there to where the stone is. You got to put your hand on it. So I did that through a couple of regressionists 2 or 3 times, So, but then it suddenly had meaning when I found out that, well,
yeah,
that was unknown until 10 years ago.
So you're still piecing all this together. I mean, you still feel like you're still on the tip of the iceberg.
No, that's what I'm saying. But the whole thing, like, I'm embracing it. I'm not like shell shocked. I'm not, and maybe it's because I've done Sasquatch research forever. I've had 100 reports published to BFRO. I've been out in the field. I've done this stuff. So It's not like I'm a stranger to weirdness,
mm-hmm.
In my life and, out in the field, my wife was, I'll do that on another show. But, so was it 10 till 8, 2022, maybe 23. I don't remember. About 1 o'clock in the morning here at the house, wife and I in bed. And suddenly I feel hands under my butt doing this. I'm going, oh, honey, how sudden.
Okay.
I'm thinking, whoa, okay, what's going on here? This is, but then I feel 2 more hands along with the 2 under my butt, under my thighs. And then I feel 2 more hands, a total of 6 under my kneecaps. And I'm being lifted up, and I sleep on the right-hand side of the bed. So I'm being carried off into the bed. Right about that time, that's all going on. And I realize my wife is not getting frisky. She's got to go pee. She wakes up and goes to the bathroom. Now, the room is lit up somehow. I mean, it's pitch black. We have a night light in the bathroom. That's the only beacon we have. So, but the room is bright. I can see her walking through. It's like I'm looking through a dirty window, It's like
Okay.
dirty around the edges, but it's clear.
I got you. Yeah.
It's lit. So I'm looking at this and I'm talking to her and she's not responding. It's like I'm not here. And so in the meantime, I'm going further to the side. I'm going off the edge of the bed. I'm going, now I'm concerned because whose left hands are at least 5 feet, the arms are 5 feet long because they're all the way over on the side where my wife is sleeping. So I'm like, okay, what's in here? What's grabbing me? And about that time I'm thinking all this, she flushes the toilet and whoever it was, they just dropped me and left me on the bed. And she comes out and I go, did you not hear me? I was freaking out and said, did you not hear me? I was talking to you. No. What do you mean? I was telling her what happened. Did you see what was going on? Who was here? So you're just lucid dreaming. There was nothing here. I got up, went to the bathroom. I said, well, the room was bright. How could you miss it? You're just dreaming.
Wow.
Well, my 7th regression confirmed that they were visiting the house, my house. And we keep a document. It's called Strangeness at Home. We've had so much weird stuff going on. Really, basically, since I made contact with a Sasquatch clan in 2009.
Oh, wow.
But that's when I started this list. But there's all kinds of weird stuff, and so that's why I think you'll find my Sasquatch show pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to have to come back. Could you do me a favor before you're up out of here, Carter? Tell me the name of your book and where people can find it, my friend.
It's Carter Does Dallas. No, I'm just kidding. That's a reference only.
Well, that is an old reference from the 70s. That's an old reference. Oh my God.
This is the book, Baptized by Abduction. I'm self-published. I sell them out of my house, $22 plus a little shipping. I have 8 regressions. I recorded them all. They're all cassette, high-tech stuff, and I transcribed them with a little machine that transcribes them into a word processing thing. And then, I wrote the book. It spit it out, then I would correct everything and put it in the right. But anyway,
right.
But these are all my regressions,
wow.
all 8.
And how did they contact you? By email, or did they contact you through Facebook?
Email is the best way. sqexplorer@gmail.com. Real easy. I'm not real creative.
Oh,
SQ, okay. Like Sasquatch. SQ Explorer@gmail.com. I'm an old part.
But it's easy to remember. XQ Explorer. Even I can remember that.
I got a couple of my friends hanging on the wall back there.
Yeah, dude, it's been a pleasure, man. I love your personality. It's very, it's addictive. You're easy to get along with. You're very lucid in the way you're talking about what you're talking about.
That's shocking because the gummy just kicked in.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you mean regular gummy bears? Yeah, man. All that sugar.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But I'm so enamored with what I do, and I'm so privileged to have been able to get with these witnesses who have lived with these Sasquatch people for decades and have all these stories. And the abduction, it almost sounds like BS. Oh, your book sales a little slow, so now you were abducted by aliens? I mean, if you know anything about the Sasquatch community, it's cutthroat as hell. It's it's
a lot of red carpeted, and I don't know. I don't enjoy that so much myself, honestly. I really don't. There's a lot of people who have podcasts who only go after like the most famous, like the people who are just up at the top of the heap, and hopefully they get lucky. And me, I just want to build a community and a place where people can come and just talk about whatever it is they want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, but you're a bottom feeder. You found me. This is where I live.
You're one of those fish with the headlights.
I live at the bottom,
Yeah, but I like being down here with you, man. I like being down here under the immense pressure.
Good banter. If I clap my hands twice, the lights go off. So,
okay, it's all good, man. It's all good.
I'm scoffed at, ridiculed all the time because of my beliefs, and that just gives me more power. Because the people who don't believe in or are afraid, they're the ones that scoff at you.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a lot of things like that. There's people who go to who don't believe in, say, the paranormal, and then they'll go with some people who do paranormal investigations, and they'll go to a famous location, some jail or some sanitarium, and they'll go in there and they'll go, oh, and they believe all of a sudden. It's like Mike Tyson said, you have a plan until you get punched in the face. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that to put some type of relevance on what you're trying to say here. So I understand, man. I understand, but you just keep doing what you're doing, and if the truth will come out eventually, and we'll be there, whenever it is, man. That's what we're here to do, man.
It's around the corner. I know.
Yeah, buddy. So Carter, I really appreciate you coming on, and I'll definitely have you back on to talk about your BFRO days and all that. How's that sound?
Oh yeah. Oh, there's more abduction stuff. I mean, there's more of it, but my stuff, some of my stuff is just mind blowing. I mean, it's.
Oh, I believe you. It's just kind of.
We're not to sell a book. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah, we're touching around the edges. That's what you have to do when you're introducing yourself to somebody like myself. You have to kind of have to work your way into it. And that's what you're doing. You know what you're doing, and that's greatly appreciated, man. I really mean it. All right, buddy. So that was it, buddy. So, guys, thank you for watching the show. Remember, we are the eye. We are aware, and I love you all. Later. You have been watching the Eye of Jupiter podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of your favorite interviews. And remember, we are the Eye, we are aware.